you add content to a button. If we look at our navigation menu on the left here, I have my Unit 1 button that was created in the last video. You'll notice at the end of that Unit 1 button, the little box there, that tells you that you've created a button that doesn't have any content in it. You click on Unit 1, and this is what it will look like. And when you have the edit mode on, you have these 4 areas that you can hover over, and you can build lots of things. And hopefully we'll be able to do some of that stuff this year with the use of Blackboard. But let's keep it simple for the sake of this video, and let's create an item. Okay, you have your Unit 1 picture. You want to fill it with something. It's a button. You want to, it's like a pitcher of lemonade. You want to fill it with the lemonade. And so if we go to the item, what will pop up is this next screen. In this next screen, you want to give it your item a name, whatever it's going to be. I will go test number 1. If your screen, you do not see these editing buttons, that means that your text editor is off. Okay, if I click on it, it's not going to save changes. You should see a green light right here. Okay, if you do not, it should say off with no green light. Turn that on, and you'll get simple text editing areas. This is where you can type directions. Now, under this item, sometimes I might type my whole assignment in here so that students do not have to waste time downloading. If you have a writing prompt or you have something you'd like them to do, you can type up your whole thing. And in fact, I have done it that way in the past so that students do not have to download. Back to downloading in a second. These directions that you type here can be formatted with these drop arrows here. If you want to make the text larger, if you like a different font, I'm a fan of Tahoma. Okay, you can do virtually anything that you might be able to do on a Word document in a very simple way. Things like bold, italicize, underline, all those sorts of things you can do here. One thing that I like to do to try to differentiate some things for students to see if I might have a subcategory, I might change the font color from something that I really want them to see. And you can see what pops up is this window with lots of different fonts. If something I want them to take notice of and use something like a bright green, which is tough to see, but if it will get students' attentions. In this text editor, there are several different other things that you can do. For example, this little globe, you can insert a hyperlink. If we click there, we'll have to highlight our text here. If we click this hyperlink, you can make whatever words that you type a hyperlink. So if I want to do that and I type in type in Google, I click submit, and now when my students go and they click on type directions, it will take them to Google, so you can hyperlink. You can, here are some of these other buttons, you can attach a file from here. You can do it somewhere else in just a second. You can attach an image. Let's see what we have here for attaching an image. I believe I have the Waukesha North Star. You can go to their content collection. You can put in a website specifically, or you could browse your computer. We'll take a look here at the images that I have. If we go to our desktop, I believe I have a North JPEG that I can show you. There it is. There's North. Open it up. Okay, there's a lot of different things where you can set the different options that you want. I'm not going to submit that, but you can do that. You could also copy and paste that in there. You can attach a video, whether it's an MPEG or a QuickTime video. More on videos in another video that I'll create. I can show you how to embed YouTube videos, which is a great tool to be able to do. So you can play with that and toy with that. You won't break anything. But if I have a document I'd like to have with this, and I browse my computer, what will pop up is your documents. And this looks different because it's a Mac for me. But if you're using a PC, if I go into my this Dale Van K is much like my computer on a PC. If I go into Documents, what will pop up are different items that I have in my documents. So if I go to here's a comparison of Martin Luther King Jr. and John F. Kennedy that I did in my U.S. history classes last year. If I click on that, file is there. And there's create a link to the file. I can change the link title if I'd like. Users can see it. You can track the number of views. You can select date and time restrictions. And when I hit submit, when I'm done, this is what will pop up. Okay, my Google link, you can see on the bottom, and the link to Google. If I want to download this file, you can see it as an attached file. Let's say I made a mistake, and I don't want that. There's something in there that I did wrong. If you hover next to test 1 and you click that file, you're going to get a whole more set of issues and options for you to use this. Very simply, if you go to edit, it will take you back to the screen that you just had, and you can change anything. Let's say I want to change this and get rid of the bold because I don't like the way that looks. All I do is click submit, and I have edited that file. Okay, and so under the build content, you can do an item, which is what I just did, which allows me to put text like type directions. If I do a file, there's no typing of any text. I can do audio, image, video, and web link. Okay, the audio, image, and video, play with those. You can do that in an item, or you can do them individually. Okay, some of these other things I have not used before, the Flickr photo stream and the SlideShare presentations and stuff. I haven't done those, but feel free to just experiment and see what happens. And so that is building an item. If I want a folder to house some of my things, and you simply hover over there and you create a content folder. Let's say I'm going to have Constitution. Don't look at my spelling. And then under the text, you can describe items here relate to the Constitution. I might abbreviate that. Okay, this is a folder. So there's no items to upload. And that folder is, again, much like the saving of files on a hard drive or the saving of files on a flash drive. That's how the folder system here works. If I create that, same options in terms of viewing, you'll see it looks like a little folder. Of course, the icons are not working very well. Let's refresh this. Go into Unit 1. And there we have our folder right here. You click on that folder, and it goes right into there. If you ever have any questions, feel free to come talk to me, but that is how you upload files and items on Blackboard 9.